Coming up on Mobile Learning in the Classroom, Classcraft. Hi, I'm Zoe Falls, and today on Mobile Learning in the Classroom, we're going to look at Classcraft. So gamification in classrooms is a big thing and has been for a number of years, and teachers keep trying to find new ways to bring games and fun into their classroom while still making it teachable. Classcraft is a free website and app that your students can access, and it's fully compatible with Google Classroom, which is really cool because one of the features is you can insert assignments and your roster and other things into the game space so that the game is tied to the actual content of your course. So I'm just going to go through the tutorial really quickly and give you an overview of what it does, but it's a very robust program, so it's definitely one of those that we won't be able to cover all of the features in this video, but hopefully give you enough of an overview that you'll be interested to go and look at it on your own. So it's still loading, but it takes you through a virtual game space. Your students can be put into teams, and as the teacher you get to assign those teams. And what that does is it fosters an environment where the students are self-accountable because they want their team to do well. So they'll encourage the members of their team to do what they need to do in order to be successful within the game and successful within the classroom. So, and again, it'll span the length of your school year, or if you want to start it at the semester or do it for just a quarter. Within the game, you can designate the dates of when the game will be operational, and the game will optimize for that time so that your students are experiencing the game in its fullest. So students get to choose if they're going to be a warrior, a mage, or a healer. And again, class becomes fun because you can customize these. So if your school has a policy where you can't eat, obviously you can change it to something else, but as they progress through the game, they get to earn different privileges. And as we'll see, when they don't do what they're supposed to do, there are consequences that the game automates for you. So in order to get the experience points, they need to go through the game, they need to complete assignments, and then you get to decide what those are. So are there certain goals you have for your class? Are you looking, you can make these for grade level competencies, you can make these for content that you're looking for specifically. And then again, they can lose health points. And then some of the consequences, turn your assignment in a day early. Now, there are classes for me where that would have been a very, very large motivator to not mess up in class. Because sometimes you just need that extra day, and even if you don't need that extra day, knowing that you have to turn it in early really messes things up for students. So the consequences are real, and I think what I like about this as far as classroom management is it's not a personal thing. As the teacher, you don't have to feel that same level of, okay, well now I have to discipline them. It's built in, and the class already knows the expectations going in. So it's more cause and effect way of doing it rather than singling people out. So again, students play in teams, as I mentioned earlier. So if one student on the team loses all their points, it penalizes the entire team. So again, that fosters, an environment where the students want to do well for their team. So accountability, self-autonomy, and then, so fundamentals of how it works. They get to make their own avatar. Students really like it when they get to be autonomous, they get to be creative, and as they progress through the game, they get more options of things to add. There's a version of this where they can have pets. They can have little virtual pets for their little virtual avatar. And so you can start class with a random event that's within the game, and this is where they earn points. And then your lessons can be integrated. So you can make this game part of your course content. You can use your existing content, which I think is really cool and a time saver, and as teachers, we all love to save time. You can do quizzes with epic battles. And again, So this pop quiz is no longer just a pop quiz, it's an epic battle. And as a student, that sounds so much more appealing than, okay, pop quiz. And you can invite parents so the parents can see what's going on. Parents can play at home with their kids. And I know, again, a lot of teachers are trying to find ways where they can reach out to their parents in ways that are authentic, in ways that save time, not just for the teacher, but for the parents, because let's face it, we're all busy. And again, this is a great way because they can access it on their phone, they can access it on a tablet, or they can get it on their computer. Okay, so you can go in and you create your class. So I created a class, and we'll look at that really quickly. And I invited myself and picked my avatar and then a background. And again, it shows my stats. It shows what level I'm at. I chose Protect as my first sort of skill within the game. And as we go through, there's a today's event, and again, it's really cool graphics that your students are going to be drawn to. And so what it says is our random event is if you're a warrior, the warriors must stay seated until the bell. And again, the computer generated that automatically, and the next day it'll be a different randomized event. And so this is where you manage your class content. So you can import your homework, you can do discussions, and like I said, this is compatible with Google Classroom. So if you're using Google Classrooms in your schools, you can just automatically put it in there. There is a for purchase version that gives you some more options and some more features, but the basic free version you can use all year long. And you can have as many students and use it for as many classes as you want. So I like free things. I think this is a really good free app, and it has a robustness that's going to be really useful. So again, like I said, there's a lot more to this app, but I would encourage you guys at home to try it out. You know, maybe just set it up for a quarter. Go in and try it, see how it works with your students, and then if you like it, maybe do it for a semester or a whole year. But I'm Zoe Falls, and this is Classcraft. See ya.